Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Cooking for the Family. I'm Devon and today I'm going to share with you how to make some old-fashioned shortbread cookies. You ready? Let's get started. We're going to be using 2 sticks of softened salted butter, and because this recipe is really simple and it does not call for any salt in the recipe, I always like to use salted butter when I make these shortbread cookies. Now, how you know your butter is nice and soft and at that perfect room temperature is that when you open up your butter like I did and how it stuck a little bit to the paper, that lets you know your butter is nice and soft and it's at room temperature. Now, if you open up your butter and it doesn't stick to the paper and it just kind of tumbles out into your bowl, your butter is still too firm and it needs to be a little bit softer, okay? And now, once we've done that, we're going to our bowl, we're going to add some light brown sugar. And that was a half a cup of light brown sugar. Now I like to use my whisk, and you see how I'm doing with my whisk. I'm just kind of going around in the bowl just like that, and I'm breaking up that brown sugar. My butter is nice and soft, and I'm going to break up that brown sugar because we want to thoroughly whisk and blend in that butter and that sugar together. We just want to really incorporate it really well and make it nice and creamy. That is going to be the key factor in helping our shortbread cookies be so tasty, so light, and so delicious. Now, if you are new to my channel, welcome. And if you're a returner, welcome back. Now, once we have our butter and our sugar is nice and blended, you want it to look nice and creamy like this. You see how it's looking nice and creamy and well blended. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go on and add in our flour. And so we're using 2 cups of all-purpose unbleached flour. Now when you add your flour in, you want to make sure that you are going to be sifting the flour. What sifting is going to do is going to aerate the flour a bit, as well as it's going to make sure that our flour is going to be nice and airy and tender. It's going to help us make a nice tender shortbread cookie. Now this vlog is part of my 12 days of cookies and holiday treats. This is the wonderful Christmas season time. It is a great time of the year, my favorite time of the year. And I am doing a vlog every day leading up to Christmas Eve. So if you have not seen the other vlogs, I encourage you to go on and click on those other videos at the end that will be at the end of this one. Once you have all your flour in your bowl, just go all the way around the sides of your bowl, and you also want to press. You want to blend and press, and what you're doing is you're pressing that butter mixture and the flour mixture together because a shortbread cookie dough is a dry dough. So you want to take your time and make sure that you thoroughly incorporate that flour into that butter and sugar mixture. And just go around the bowl like I'm doing there, and I'm pressing and I'm folding and I'm going around the sides, pressing and folding until all of that flour is blended in with the butter. Now we're going to turn our cookies out on our mat and finish blending in that flour to make sure that it's just nice and hydrated. And once I have it in the ball like this, I just press down just like that, just to make sure that we have a nice cohesive ball, just like that. And also, if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, I invite you to hit that subscribe button. And this is my series of my 12 days of cookies and holiday treats. This shortbread cookie is a recipe that has been in my family for a long time, and I hope that you try it and enjoy it. It is such a delicious cookie recipe. And also this recipe can be doubled, so we're going to get about a couple dozen to a couple dozen and a half cookies from this recipe. But you can easily double the recipe if you want to make a nice batch of cookies and give out to your family and your friends. So once I've rolled it out, and I rolled out the shortbread dough to about 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so if you think of a 1/2 inch and then just a little bit less than 1/2 inch, that's your 1/4 of an inch. And so I just roll it out to 1/4 of an inch. And then what I'm doing now is I'm squaring off, because I like to make my square cookies when I'm doing my shortbread cookies. But you can definitely do round cookies. You can do kind of any shape you want. You can make them long if you like, kind of like a Twix candy. You can do it like that. It's kind of just up to you. And then I like to use my little cutter here because I like the little edges that it makes on the edges of my shortbread cookies. And so I'm just going just like that, and I'm just kind of squaring it off. Now, if I wanted to be precise, I could definitely use a ruler, but it's okay if some of them are a little, the shapes are a little bit off because, these are homemade cookies from scratch. And so if they're off a little bit, that is the beauty of them, right? And so I just rotate my mat, and I'm just cutting nice little squares. Now, when our cookies bake up, going to double in size, okay? So when your cookies bake up, they're going to double up in size. Now, once I have my cookies all cut up, this is what my squares look like that I have cut up with my little cookie cutter. And so we're going to use our spatula. Because the dough is very delicate, I like to always use a spatula when I'm taking and transferring the cookies from my one mat to my baking mat. Now, while I'm doing this, my oven is preheating on 300 degrees. So my oven is preheating on that 300 degrees, and our cookies are going to bake from 30 to 35 minutes, okay? This is a slow bake of a cookie. They're going to be nice and tender, so we don't want to rush it. So it's going to bake at that 300 degrees from 30 to up to 35 minutes. So our cookies have baked for 35 minutes in the oven. They are out. We're going to put them on our rack so they can cool. And they are looking so great. Oh my gosh. This brings back so many memories, these cookies. Now, something also that I like to do is that I'll melt a little chocolate, semi-sweet or other milk chocolate, it's your choice, and I'll drizzle some on top, and it's just so good. Now, these are our cookies. They're looking wonderful. Look at that underside. Oh my gosh. That is just the classic shortbread cookie look right there. And they just feel so nice and light. Well, let's go on and give them a try. Oh, this brings back so many memories. My mom, my granny. These are some tender, delicious, old-fashioned shortbread cookies. Well, I hope you give this recipe a try. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, what are you waiting for? Go on and hit that subscribe button. It's free. And if you like this video and appreciate the content, don't forget to show it some love. Give it a thumbs up and click share. And share this video with a friend or family. Well, that is it for me today, guys. And remember, it is always good when Devon is cooking for the family. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.